Hey YouTube, Mike here. How we doing today? Today's video is something I haven't done in a while, and that is an update on the shop. Knowing the past couple of build videos, a lot of you have probably noticed a bit of stuff that I've added to the shop, and I'm pretty much about 99% done with the shop. I just ordered a whole new rubber floor, about 35 boxes of them. I'm just going to tear up what I have, and I'm just going to move a lot of the stuff and then rubberize the whole floor. And then I have some build videos coming up, actually jigs and fixtures. I have a table saw sled, then I have two Rockler things that I purchased, a spline jig and a box joint jig that you use on the router. And I also bought the Incra jig that turns the box joints into hinges. So those will be upcoming videos. So let's just jump right into it and see what I did with the shop. Let me grab this off the stand and we'll do a quick tour. Okay. I brought back the DeWalt cart for the planer because I use the planer a lot, and it was getting to be a real pain in the neck pulling it out from its little spot. So now I just roll it out and I use it right out in the driveway when I need it. You all remember the Craig assembly table on wheels that I had all the electric onto it? I use that as the outfeed table. And I store like the spray booth in it and a couple of other little things, some oil and antifreeze and stuff. And when I need it, I can just unlock the wheels and bring it out right next to the MFT tables. It's the same size. And now I have a bigger assembly table. The drill press is completed. I have the 3 SYS drawers with the 3 sustainers, a 2 and 2 1s, and now all my drill bits are in there. The center one is my pen turning, the bottom is all hole saws, and the top one is all drill bits. And I keep the Milwaukee set, which is a titanium set. I use that all the time. Then I have the screw clamp and the drill press clamp, some sacrificial extra pieces. When I'm using it, I just plug it right into the overhead reel and I can move it around. The saw stop and its cabinet has now been completely assorted. I have an extra brake in there. I have the dado insert and the dado brake. There, that wood there and the piece of wood on the other side are parts of the sled. And then I have a clamp in there and a T-track that's going to go into it. And you know, the router table, and then my CT26, which I put that Oneida, and that is the best thing that I purchased. That saves the bag, saves the tool. I haven't even filled it yet, and it works very well. The clamp rack is now completed. I have all my clamps, all of my woodpecker, and then that one of the TSO product, the MTR18, which is that large square. The blue piece behind the nut drivers are what you screw to the bottom of it to make that into a big square. My dovetail saws, some of the older Festool clamps. Inside those Gladiator little bins are some pen turning blanks, some corn cob antlers, a bone, a lot of stuff that I use for my pens. 2 of my planes, my hold downs. These tools here are something that I use all the time. My vice grips, the air blower, those clamps, those 2 little planes from Fast Cap, which is a round over plane and a smoothing plane. My lathe chisels, my other regular chisels right there underneath the electrical outlet. Some of my Milwaukee PVC cutter, my shears, my planer. That's an 18-volt Ryobi finish nailer. Some of my lights. Back behind the lights is a heat gun and a soldering iron, which I'll show you on another video. My Sawzall. Okay, my lathe. There's Domzilla. That's where the planer used to be, and I needed to put the DF700 somewhere. There's the 2 Rockler jigs that I purchased, the spline jig and the box joint. That's the piece right there for it. Then the sustainer wall is now complete. I still have to assort screws. Okay, here is this here is the hinge crafter from Incra, which turns the box joints into hinges. That's going to probably be my next video. I've been messing around with it. Works pretty cool. My number 92 shoulder plane, which I got for Father's Day. My cyst light, the cyst radio. Router bits I use all the time. I will do a video on everything that is in the sustainers. Those 4 sustainers right there, those are all my air nailers. The 2 Grex, the stapler from DeWalt, and all air nails on that one sustainer too. All of my screws in my stack system. Of course, my humidor, my carving chisels, open end wrenches, box wrenches that I use all the time. Okay, you remember my edge banding? All of my edge banding stuff, all of my tape. Then I put 2 PVC pipes, which I keep my dowels and my little 1/4x1/4 stock. I put my 1 3-foot safe cut. There's my on the air sign. No one's home right now, so I really don't need to put that on, but my wife made that for me. So I can put it on the inside of the laundry room door so nobody walks in while I'm recording. Some of my exotic wood. Of course, my TV with NASCAR on. Oh, all my car cleaning stuff now. I don't know if you guys remember and seen it, but I had a red rolling cart. We used to bring that out when we cleaned our cars, but it just got full of sawdust, so I just put my car cleaning stuff up there. Then the miter saw station. I added that bank right there. I'm going to put in 1 more cyst drawer, but as you can see, see the cardboard box? There's a cyst drawer there, there's a cyst drawer there, and then I have 2 more right here. I'm like hoarding SYS drawers. But here is the miter saw station. Got all my shelves up with all the Kaizen boxes. I still have a couple more labels to put on. But now I have all of my wheels, my knobs, my hinges, my clamps, my L brackets, my feet. Everything is in that box. I just got to label them. This is probably the last thing I got to do, but I did do some assorting. My sockets, a lot of my snap-on stuff, my ratchets, extensions, screwdrivers, and I'm not opening up the other drawers because you'll laugh. They still have to be assorted. Okay, the bandsaw. I finally got the rubber for the wheels and the new belt. And I actually got extra set because of the weather here. It just dries them up. Bandsaw works really nice. The Vortex from Jet, excellent, very good. That hose right there goes to the sanding cart, and that one goes to the Capex saw. Okay, under my MFT tables, let me grab this cigar. Under the MFT tables, there's some extra Milwaukee tools, which I put in those Milwaukee totes, Kaizen foam. Then I did an Incra drawer. And then just a miscellaneous drawer with hammers, saws, some planes, the extra, some quick sandpaper, countersinks. Then my Milwaukee brad nailer is in the top, my Festool assembly kit, and then those are the SYS L boxes that have the multicolor. That has all kinds of nuts, bolts, screws, shelf brackets. My 55, and inside of here is all my clamps for the table. The 22, Then the sanding card is completed. I have, in the 2 sustainers on the bottom, have all of my sandpaper. And then I have the MFT sustainer. And then inside of that assist 4 is all of my extra vacuum. And then all of the belts and the discs are right there for the 2 Rikon sanders. And then over here, I have all of my Craig clamps and all of my spring clamps and edge band clamps. And then the other spindle sander pieces. Right there. Then inside of these small little Tanis boxes are very small little finish nails. I have tiny biscuits, and then my wax and grease that I use for either screws or for assembling pens. And then in the bottom one, I have all of my small little sanding pieces that I use on the lathe for when I do smoothing out of the pens. My Foreman, bandsaw, vacuum, sharpener, chop saw, metal chop saw. In that sustainer right there is all of the pieces for the GSR 18 to assemble it onto the MFT table, which will be a future video coming up on that. My GSRs, the 16 and the PE. That's why they're right next to the Craig clamp. I mean, excuse me, the Festool track. And inside this cabinet is all of standard and metric bolts, nuts, clips, heat sink, convoluted tubing, a lot of automotive stuff. Some of my leather, and I think that's about it. Well, and my Cavalieri 5, my bags, they have all of my, the first 2 have the Craig screws, and the other 2 have my most used sheetrock screws. There is the sandpaper cutter, which I did a video on, and the assembly board that locks into the table. And on the back side here, which should be the end, the vacuum clamp system. The foot pedal is right here, comes down onto the floor. Another set of boxes that have a lot of like leg and table pieces and a lot of stuff that I salvage. And then in those 2, one has electrical and the other one has shelf pin. I redid the wood rack, assorted that all. The 2 foot by 4 foot pieces of quarter, half, and 3/4 plywood. And then in this cabinet here, I have all of my finishing. My glues, my spray, my denatured alcohol, Danish oil, wipe on poly, spray paint. I mounted 2 more woodpecker, the 1281 and the TS24. And then my cordless circular saw, my laser level, extra nails, all my Milwaukee drills. And up there is just automotive stuff, the computers for the cars. And then all clamps and clips and bungees for just storage. Okay, let me put this back up here. Okay, YouTube, I hope you like the shop, and if you want a Mike's Woodshop sticker, please, I'm going to include my email in the description below. Just email me with your mailing address and I'll send you out a sticker. Okay, again, I'd like to thank all of the subscribes. I'm closing on 950, and I like all the comments and all of the likes. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for when I hit 1,000, and I'll announce it on the next video. My wife and I are trying to figure out exactly how to do it. I'm going to be giving away a VetaPro little tote bag, brand new bag that I have, and that's going to be the prize. It's a VetaPro tote, small little tote with a handle. You can put multiple tools inside of it. That's going to be the giveaway. So we're going to figure out how we're going to do it for my 1,000 subscribers. Okay, YouTube. Again, I thank you very much. I really appreciate those comments. Some of those comments are they're really, really good. And if you want, you can check out my Instagram channel, Michael Latronico, for the model room of that video because now it's complete. My wife is in there with her crafts. The desk is all completed, which I have to get that video finally edited. My daughter's the one that edits it, and she's been a little bit busy with work, but I'm going to get that video on. But you can check out the Instagram channel. You can see my model builds, and you can see what we've been doing in there. And I'm probably going to be starting another channel for my model building called the War Room, where I'll be doing my model building and painting and assembly, and little tricks and tips that I've been used with that as far as what I do with the models. Okay, YouTube? Again, thank you very much, and you all have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.